Just sitting here with this little guy now, you can really see that they've all got their own personalities and they're just the same as any other animal really, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
So what are some more things about like roosters? Because roosters kind of get quite neglected, don't they?
They do. Roosters have, I'd say, the worst reputation out of all of the animals in the farmed animal kingdom. But they're quite incredible little guys. They're incredibly heroic. A rooster will literally fight to the death to protect their girls. They spend their days quite literally just watching over the girls, protecting them. When they find food for their girls, they do something that's called tidbitting. So they'll actually go over and they stand there picking up and dropping the food and calling the girls over. And when the chickens come running over, they'll stand up really tall to watch over and protect them while they're eating and while they're distracted.
Welcome back to part 2 of our series out here at beautiful Head Over Hooves in northern New South Wales. So I'm back with Victoria, and in this episode we're going to be talking about some of these beautiful animals. And let's get started. Everyone can see this. Who have we got here?
So this is Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent. So Clark Kent, he was rescued from a pound. So he ended up at a pound there with another couple of roosters. What's that? And Clark Kent, he's an amazing boy. Loves taking care of his girls. He's always very busy. And as you can see, he is ridiculously good looking.
He's very good looking. And I guess a lot of people don't understand a lot of things about different animals because, you know, in this society it's all about dogs and cats. And, you know, I guess as vegans too, especially a lot of people who go to eat a plant-based diet or a vegan diet start to make more of a connection with so many more animals. And it's about looking after and helping animals like this, because just sitting here with this little guy now, you can really see that they've all got their own personalities and they're just the same as any other animal really, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
So what are some more things about like roosters? Because roosters kind of get quite neglected, don't they?
They do. Roosters have, I'd say, the worst reputation out of all of the animals in the farmed animal kingdom. But they're quite incredible little guys. They're incredibly heroic. A rooster will literally fight to the death to protect their girls. They spend their days quite literally just watching over the girls, protecting them. When they find food for their girls, they do something that's called tidbitting. So they'll actually go over and they stand there picking up and dropping the food and calling the girls over. And when the chickens come running over, they'll stand up really tall to watch over and protect them while they're eating and while they're distracted.
Wow.
So they're incredible, incredible. Yeah. And they really do, when you watch them, they have a job to do and nothing's going to distract them from the job.
Yeah. And I guess these are obviously an animal in Australia too that people don't know much about these guys.
No.
And they, as you said, get neglected the most out of pretty much most animals as well. And you can see here now he loves being pet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a gorgeous boy. And as you said, there's a lot of roosters face a really sad reality. And it can happen in all different circumstances, from chick hatching projects. People just not thinking that if they decide to hatch some chicks, if they have 6 eggs they're going to hatch, it's a good chance you're going to get 3 roosters. And then when they get the 3 roosters, they can't keep them. So it's really, really sad. And so it just comes down to trying to show people that they're beautiful, beautiful birds.
And people can adopt these guys as well, can't they?
They can. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of councils won't allow you to have roosters if you live in residential areas. Okay. But if you live out on a farm property or anything rural, chickens love having roosters around them. So chickens will actually feel safer when they have a rooster watching over and protecting them. Right. Yeah, so I was actually up at a lookout and I went out just to check a lookout out, and I found, his name's Peter Parker. And poor little Peter he'd obviously been dumped up there. There was actually the body of another rooster up there as well that had obviously been dumped with him. And Peter was just lying under a log. I actually thought he wasn't alive when I found him, but he was. So I brought him back here. He had 16 paralysis ticks on his face. He was completely emaciated. So I've been crop feeding him for days, just trying to get him back on his feet. And he's doing really well now, but he's just another example of how people just dump these beautiful birds who they really do. They deserve them much better. They
do. And I mean, like, I guess this is the thing that doesn't make sense, because you've got all these beautiful native birds here and other animals that, if anything was to happen to them, you know, the RSPCA would be taking really good care of them, and so would the public, do you know what I mean? And these guys here they're no different in a way either, because you know, they've been born here and they're beautiful animals as well. So
Yeah.
we can all pitch in together and really help take care of these guys as well.
Absolutely, and just trying to educate people on roosters and how to care for them, and also just trying to get rid of the stigma that they're not nice birds, because a lot of them, like Clark here, they're really, really beautiful natured. Yeah.
Look like they make great pets for kids
They
as
do.
well. Hey?
Yeah,
Kids
they
would love them.
do. We can see Clark. Clark loves cuddles. You know, we've only had Clark about 9 months, so it hasn't taken long for him to come around.